Critter Protectors, Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too! Let's go! On the last episode, we saw that Sam the Squirrel and his friend Chuck the Chipmunk were out in the frozen forest when they came across a humongous problem out on the icy pond. A group of Canadian geese were stuck. Their feet had gotten frozen to a thick layer of ice. They tried to flap their wings as other forest animals gathered around them and tried to break free, but their feet were completely stuck. What in the world is going to happen next? I'm not sure, but let's find out.
We have to try and help them,
cried Sam the Squirrel.
Okay, let's see what we could do,
said Chuck the Chipmunk. Sam and Chuck scurried down to the group.
We're here to help,
Sam shouted as he approached the geese.
huh?
We've tried our wings, our beaks. Jojo Rabbit tried to use his feet and claws, but this ice won't budge. We're frozen forever,
shouted one of the geese.
There has to be something we can use to help break up the ice,
Chuck said as he looked around.
That's it.
Chuck called out and ran to the edge of the pond.
Sam, quick, over here. We can use these sticks to chisel away at the ice. It might take a while, but it should work.
The two friends set to work, chipping away at the ice with their makeshift tools. It was hard work, but they were determined to save the trapped geese. As they worked, the other animals of the forest gathered around, watching in awe the bravery of these two friends. Finally, after what seemed like hours, they managed to break through most of the ice. But this is when the final problem became visible. Oh dear, underneath the layers of ice, the geese had managed to somehow get their feet tangled in a thick, twisted knot of fishing line.
You see, this was the real problem at the beginning.
Huh?
We got stuck and couldn't fly away as the ice froze all around us.
This all makes a lot more sense,
said Sam the Squirrel.
Don't worry though, I have one more idea.
Sam reached down into the slush and pulled on the fishing line with his small front furry paws. His front paws worked almost like human hands as he grabbed the knots. Once he had the line in hand, he opened up his mouth and chomp. Did you know that squirrels are actually rodents? Yeah, like mice or rats. They have very strong munching front teeth. Chewing is not only a skill of theirs, but they actually have to chew to keep their teeth filed down. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a squirrel chew on his toenails before, have you? Well, the line snapped, and the geese were finally free. They flapped their wings and made their way to the edge of the pond along with the rest of the forest bystanders.
Thank you,
they shouted out, flapping their wings happily.
We could not have done this without you.
The other birds, Jojo the rabbit, a deer family, and even some mallard ducks cheered and thanked Sam and Chuck. They knew the geese would have been out of luck without their fast thinking and skill chomping. They both soon said goodbye and made their way back to the forest edge. The night was getting colder by the minute, and both were actually excited to head back to their warm nests for the night.
Well, Chuck, phew, that was not an adventure that I was expecting, but wow, I'm so glad we decided to head out that way. What would they have done without us?
I'm glad we were there at the right time.
Chuck responded. As the two said goodnight, stretched their paws, and yawned, they headed towards their homes for the night. But Sam the squirrel made one last quick wish.
I wish for snow.
The next morning, when he opened his eyes, he looked out, and to his surprise, there was a fresh blanket of white fluffy snow covering the whole forest floor.
Snow!
Sam cried and ran out. Chuck and Sam spent the entire day playing and building in that snow. And as the day ended, they looked up to see one last surprise. The Canadian geese they'd saved.
Sam, Chuck, we just wanted to stop by and give you one last big thank you. Without you, we don't know where we would be today.
The geese reached behind their wings and pulled out a pile of acorns and handed them to their friends.
Wow, thanks so much. This is awesome,
said Sam the squirrel.
You really didn't have to do this,
Chuck replied.
We know the winter's getting pretty harsh, and we're happy to pass on the care you gave us,
said the geese. Sam and Chuck grinned at each other, very proud of their accomplishment. Nothing beats the feeling of helping others in need, not even snow. Wow, that's pretty cool. You know how they were both looking forward to playing in the snow, like that was the only thing they could think about? Yeah, because they really loved playing in snow. But helping those geese felt even better than playing in the snow. Can you think of something that you really love to do? Yeah, well, helping a friend feels even better than that. So, critter protectors, maybe this week we can also protect or help one of our human friends that might be in need. Well, I'm going to start working on thinking about who I'm going to help this week, and you should too. The end.
We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Wow, looks like we're already back to the show.
Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it's time for some Critter Protector shout-outs. I want to say hey to Ivy and Kai from North Carolina, Nora from Nova Scotia, Wilder from Vermont, Elliot from Ontario, Kane from New York, and Elliot from Michigan. I'm so glad that you're all Critter Protectors. We could not protect all the critters in the world without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye!
We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor.